On March the 3rd, 1840, Wilford Woodruff arrived at Hill Farm and met the Bembos for the first time. Move on a whole year later, and the Morgan family, Margaret and James, had been into Dimmock. They'd met Wilford and they'd invited him to come back to this area. It's called Garway.
We're at Little Garway Farm, which was in the home of the Morgan family in the 1840s. Wilford Woodruff baptised the Morgan family, 3 members of the Morgan family, whilst he was in the area around Dimmock. James Morgan came back to his home here and brought the faith with him. Wilford Woodruff visited Little Garway. He apparently walked from Monmouth in rain and hail, I think, and when he came in, he made himself warm by the fireside.
This area has a number of homes connected with people who listened to Wilford and joined the church.
They held meetings here, and he held meetings at the home of Thomas Arthur at the kitchen.
And they soon introduced them to neighbours down at White Rocks. The Eames family joined the church.
For a few days he'd used it as his base, basically, just to walk to the various places where he knew that he would be made welcome.
After he'd been at Little Garway Farm for 2 days on March the 5th and March the 6th, he then came to the Kitchen Farm and he stayed here for 2 nights, and this then became the place for meetings. It was also where the Garway Conference was formed, and they soon have about 134 members in this area.
And he was only here for those few short days, but he must have been very inspirational, because that's when it really took off.
At Hill Farm, about 1,008, down at Gadford Elm, roughly about 500-600.
One meeting they held at Thomas Arthur's, there were over 150 in attendance.
So it's quite an important little area, and you soon see these individuals also joining in the missionary work and sharing it with their neighbours.